Hey Bookworms, it's Jade from Bedtime Bookworm, and welcome back to my channel. So I heard about a readathon today that I decided I wanted to do. BookNet Fest is happening right now. I think it's today and tomorrow, and that's happening in Orlando, Florida. And there's a couple booktubers who decided to start a readathon, which they have named BookNet Fest FOMOathon, which FOMO, it means like fear of missing out, which I think is perfect because I definitely wish I could go to BookNet Fest, and I'm sure there's lots of you out there who also wish that. I'd already kind of planned on doing a bunch of reading this weekend. I accidentally requested too many ARCs that came out in September, and I have like 5 books to read this month. So I had kind of planned on doing one of those random 24-hour readathon vlogs this weekend anyways, and then I heard about FOMOathon and decided I might as well do that. I can just read and vlog the whole weekend instead of just for 24 hours. I do have some other things going on this weekend that I want to do, especially because it's a 3-day weekend. Woohoo! Yay for 3-day weekends, right? So I have a lot of things planned, but hopefully I can also get a lot of reading done. Let me go over kind of what I'm reading right now. I'm in the middle of 2 books. One of the books that I'm reading is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. If you haven't already heard of this book, it is a sort of contemporary but kind of futuristic book. So it takes place in basically our world, but they now have the technology, or somehow this company knows when people are going to die on the day that they're going to die, and so everyone gets a phone call on the day that they're going to die that tells them that they're going to die. That way they can spend the last like 24 hours-ish of their life doing the things that they want to do or saying goodbye to the people that they want to say goodbye to. So the book centers around 2 boys who both receive this phone call, and it kind of goes through their day with them. Oh, and there's an app where you can find other people who have received this phone call. So that's kind of how they find each other. They don't actually know each other before this. They get on the Last Friend app and they become last friends. Anyways, I'm really enjoying it. A lot more than I thought I would for a contemporary, but it, it does have this kind of like sci-fi aspect to it. But it's actually been a lot more emotional than I thought, which I'm not sure why, because it's about, 18-year-olds who are going to die, which is like a sad concept. So it's already made me cry a couple times. I cry really easily, but I know that means that I'm enjoying it, or at least feeling something for the characters, so that's good. So I'm about 40% through They Both Die at the End, so chances are pretty good that I will finish that during this readathon because I've been going through it really quickly. And then the other book that I'm reading, I just started the other day. I'm only about 8 or 10% in, and that's Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows. That is also an e-arc. I don't know if I said that, but They Both Die at the End isn't out yet. It's an e-arc. I got it from Edelweiss, and that's where I also got Before She Ignites. I don't remember off the top of my head what days those books are releasing, but I'll put it on the screen. Before She Ignites is a high fantasy, and I honestly don't know that much about it. I don't like to know that much about fantasies before I go into them. I know that I like Jodi Meadows' writing. I've read 2 of her books in the New Soul trilogy. I still need to read the last one. I have it out from the library. It's on my bookshelf. I have been excited about Before She Ignites since the first time that I heard about it. I have to say the first 8% is not going so well. I kind of don't understand what's happening right now, but I also think that I'm not supposed to understand what's happening right now, so hopefully that gets better soon. But I would also like to finish that book before the end of this weekend and hopefully start another one. I can't read like all weekend. I have things that I have planned, but yeah, we're gonna have fun reading this weekend, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. And there's Chloe. Chloe! So I'll check in with you later. Bye.
Okay guys, so it is about 10 p.m. and I'm finally sitting down to actually read, even though 10 p.m. is kind of my normal bedtime. I mean, not really on a Friday night, but during the week I go to bed at around 10, so I'm not sure how much reading I'm going to get done, but I'm purposely kind of like sitting up in bed because when I lay down and read is how I fall asleep. That's usually what I do before I go to bed every night. So to try and prolong my reading tonight, I am sitting up against the wall, against my body pillow. We'll see how far I get before I feel like I need to go to bed. I am kind of in a fantasy mood right now, so I'm going to continue reading Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows, and we'll see if the story picks up a little bit and if I have a better understanding of what is going on before I go to bed tonight. I'll talk to you later. Bookworms. Okay, so it is Sunday at about 5:30 p.m. Kind of lost a day yesterday. I didn't do hardly any reading yesterday on Saturday because I spent most of the day just hanging out with my husband because he's busy like all day today. We ended up going out to dinner and watching a couple episodes of Westworld last night. This is our first time to watch Westworld, and all we have left is the season finale. We definitely got to do that this week because things are kind of getting crazy. I actually think I need to rewatch the last episode that we watched, so the second to last episode, because I'm kind of confused about what happened, and I need to rewatch it so that I understand it a little bit better before we watch the season finale. So yesterday I did read a little bit, but not very much. Today though, I've been really good and I read a lot. I took a couple clips this morning. The first thing that I did when I woke up was just make myself a cup of coffee, and I sat and read for a little while, and then even after that I just kept reading. I moved over to my bed and read in bed for a while, and then I took a nap and woke up a couple hours later around 3 o'clock. And then since then I have just been getting ready to go to have dinner with my family, and I painted my nails a little bit. It's a cool little fall color, and I did a gold accent nail, which I really like. As far as what I'm reading, I've been reading the two books that I mentioned on Friday night, which are They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera and Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows. I'm about 50% through Before She Ignites. It's really good. I mentioned in my last clip that I was kind of having a hard time like understanding what was going on exactly. I definitely understand a lot better now. You're put in the dark on purpose at the beginning, and there's a lot of like flashbacks to kind of like reveal what's going on, and you kind of put the pieces together. I finally understood what had happened when I got about 38% through, so I wouldn't, if you're reading that book, or just keep in mind when you're reading that book that in the beginning you're supposed to be a little bit confused and it will resolve itself. I like that little mystery aspect to it. Not that everything has been revealed yet, there's still a mystery going on, and my favorite part about this book is that there are dragons. I have not read a dragon book in so long, and I love dragons. I love dragon books, and this one, the world building is just really great. There's a lot of like religion and stuff. It is definitely a high fantasy. There's a lot of world building, and there's a lot like things you have to learn, but I don't think it's done in an info dumpy way, which is really refreshing. So I really like really intricate fantasy worlds, so I'm really enjoying getting to know this one and being introduced to like the religion and the dragons. I love the dragons. Can I say that again? So that one is going really well. I'm having to kind of tear myself away from that to read They Both Die at the End, which I'm also really enjoying, but it's a contemporary, which I don't gravitate towards as much. It also is kind of a sad story because it's about these two kids who know they're gonna die and they're living out the last day of their life, and it's just sometimes hard for me to choose to read something kind of sad or reading about dragons. So I have definitely read a lot more of Before She Ignites today than I read of They Both Die at the End. I don't know, I just have to be like, it has to be the right time, right mood for me to read that one right now, which doesn't really work that well for a readathon. Still, it's going by really fast because the chapters are really short and because it's a contemporary, and I'm already 75% through it. Like, I can't believe that I'm 75% through it. Anyways, that is my update so far on what I've been reading. Now I'm about to go and have dinner with my family and then hopefully come back and read some more. I'll check in with you later. Hello Bookworms! Okay, so it's Monday, Labor Day, at about 2:30 p.m. I have not done any reading yet today. I honestly didn't read much last night. After my check-in, I went to dinner with my parents, and I took my Kindle along with me, and I read just a little bit during the drive, but didn't get very far. After dinner with my parents, I got home kind of late. I think I mentioned in my last clip that we had one episode of Westworld left. Justin really wanted to watch it last night, so we did, and it was really good. I'm still really confused about a lot of things. I feel like I just need to go back and rewatch the whole season now that I have a better understanding of what's going on, and then maybe I'll understand it even more. But we'll see. It definitely ended on a cliffhanger and a what the fuck moment. There were a lot of what the fuck moments during that show. If any of you guys have watched Westworld and you really liked it, let me know down in the comments and we can talk about what we liked about the show. I don't even know when season 2 is coming out. I need to look it up because I definitely want to rewatch this season 1 again before season 2 comes out, just because I want to understand what's happening a little bit better than I do right now. Anyways, we finished watching that at like 12:30 last night, which is way past my bedtime, but I really wanted to do a little bit of reading before I go to bed. I typically read almost every night before bed, and so even though I was really tired, I was really itching to read something, and then I go to look for my Kindle and I can't find it, so I'm pretty sure I left it at my parents' house or in their car. So I was like really bummed. I didn't know what I should do because both of the books that I'm reading right now are e-arcs, and so they're both on my Kindle. I decided, you know what, I still really want to read, so I'm just gonna pick up another book, start a new book. I'll just read for like 10 minutes and fall asleep, no big deal. So I started reading Like a River Glorious by Ray Carson. It's the second book in the, I think it's called the Gold Seer trilogy, but it's the sequel to Walk on Earth a Stranger. And I did not just read for 10 minutes. I read for, I don't know exactly how long I read, but I read 28 pages, didn't want to put it down. It started off with a bang, and I'm already just feeling so many emotions for these characters that I fell in love with in the first book. So that is off to a really good start. I don't know how much more of that I'm going to read today because I really want to finish They Both Die at the End, which releases tomorrow, Tuesday the 5th, and I would like to put up a review for that on my blog tomorrow just because it's release day. Depends on if I finish it and how early I finish it, and if I have time for that, we'll see. I have about 30% of They Both Die at the End and about half of Before She Ignites. So I really don't think I'm going to finish both of them. We'll just see how far I get. But to do that, I have to get my Kindle back. I'm on my way to my mom's right now, so hopefully I can find it either in her house or in her car. I'm not sure where I left it, but it was not at my house last night. I guess I haven't really talked about this on my channel before, but since my husband and I moved back to Texas from California earlier this summer before our wedding, we have been living with his parents, so my in-laws. Basically, I'm living with my in-laws, but I film and work at my parents' house, which is about 20 minutes away. So I am on my way over there right now to film my August wrap-up. Okay, this has been a long rambly update, but I'm gonna let you go and I will check back in with you when I've actually read something. Bye. Good morning, bookworms. So it is finally Tuesday morning, not Monday. Yesterday was Monday. A little bit before 9:30, I'm about to head up to my mom's to start working for the day. And I just wanted to wrap up this vlog real quick. I didn't check in last night because by the time I was done reading, it was like 11 p.m. and I was ready for bed, and I just did not feel like pulling out my camera and saying anything to it. The readathon was a partial success. I finished They Both Die at the End last night at about 11, and I'm about halfway through Before She Ignites, which I shouldn't be too surprised. I mean, finishing both of those books was kind of a lofty goal for me. So I'm still really happy that I finished one of them, especially because They Both Die at the End is released today. So happy release day. And I wanted to write up a book review on my blog for it if I could. And I just finished doing that this morning. So that was a success. I'll definitely link that review up in the corner in case you guys want to check it out. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a pretty solid read for me. It made me cry, which it's about a sad subject, so that's not too surprising. For the most part, I think it was really well done and it was well written. I do have a few complaints, which I kind of go into on my review, although they are kind of spoilery, so some of those are in spoiler tags. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty solid book. I'm glad that I read it. I've never read any Adam Silvera before, so I definitely will be checking out more of his books in the future. Before She Ignites is going pretty well, and I'll definitely update you guys with my full thoughts once I finish the book in one of my later videos. I hope you guys had fun following me around for the weekend and seeing what I've been reading for FOMOathon. And that's all I have for now, so until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye!